what we're going to talk about.
New York City! We both just really recently went on trips to New York City. I went last week.
I went about a month ago.
It was my second time.
My third. I think it's now safe to say that I would love to live in New York. We're going to compare things that we both did on our trips and just talk about them.
So, first things we're going to talk about is hotels.
I stayed at the Best Western President's Suites, and it was super close, right in Times Square. It was interesting. The lobby looked like a nightclub, but my room was full of images of presidents because that was their theme, and we had a particular light that was shaped as what I'm going to say is George Washington's head. This particular light shaped like a head was non-functional, but it stared at me every night for 5 nights while I slept in this room.
That's horrifying.
It was absolutely terrifying. I was so scared. Another issue I had with this hotel, there was no cold water. No cold water. I burped every time I took a shower.
So wait, so like when you took a shower, it was just scalding.
It was hot water.
So I had a hell of a time with our living situation in New York. I went with my dad. We drove down to New York from Toronto. That's about a 10.5-hour drive. And so we got into the city at about, let's say, 10:30. And so we check into our first hotel, keyword first, which was called the Hotel Pennsylvania. Let's just say its grand days were 1942. And I should have known right away something was wrong, because the lobby looked like the Tower of Terror lobby. You take our elevator up to our room, and all the doors look like casket lids. They're round vaults that you have to step into. So that was weird. And so we get in, and the room is atrocious. There's mold everywhere. There's rust. The shower head is completely rusted out and dripping.
Oh.
There's ambiguous stains on the floor, like there's holes in the drywall, like paint chips, like just coming down. He goes back down to the front desk, he shows them, and they send us to a higher floor, and they're like, sorry, like we'll send you to another room. We went to 4 more rooms, and they were all the same. It's not even like we were being a diva, it was just bad. And at this point, it's about 11:30, and so the hotel was like, we'll refund you your money, like this isn't the hotel for you. At this point, we're out on the street, we're driving around for an hour, it's about midnight, and we have no idea what to do because we don't have a cell phone, we don't have internet, we don't know, like we're just gonna start going to hotels and asking if they have room for us, basically. So we go to McDonald's, they make us buy a bunch of stuff to use their Wi-Fi, so now we're eating bad burgers and using their Wi-Fi. We finally start calling hotels, find one called the Milford. So we drive around the block a bunch of times trying to find it because the Milford is all under construction. We go inside and it's being completely redone, and so the lobby is all under construction, and it's about 12:30 at night at this point. And so it's like jackhammers and like carpets being ripped up. But we go up to the rooms and they've just been redone, brand new, crisp, white, clean. And when we come down to the lobby in the morning, the construction's done, and they were just working overnight while people were asleep. It was a great hotel. Everyone go stay at the Milford. Let's talk about Broadway theater.
You cannot go to New York City and not go see at least one Broadway show.
Nope, can't do it.
I went with 2 other good friends of mine, and we had decided that each of us were going to pick one Broadway show, and we would see 3. We only saw 2 because our budgets kind of died near the end. I had picked Wicked, and that was the one that we didn't go see. Which totally broke my heart. My friend Aurora's pick was One Man, Two Governors, so we saw that the first night, and it was absolutely hilarious, like totally broke the fourth wall. It wasn't a musical, it was a play. It was about one man who is unemployed and starving, and he needs a job, so he gets hired by one governor, and then out of nowhere gets hired by a second governor, so he's trying to work between both of them. It was so funny. It was a great show. I definitely recommend it. The second show we got to see was my friend Nicole's pick, which was Avenue Q, which is an off-Broadway musical based on puppets. It's a very sexual show. It was so funny. I definitely recommend going to see that, Avenue Q.
I went and saw Wicked. Ah. Me and my 3 best friends from high school have been obsessed with Wicked as long as I've been in theater. It was amazing. It starred Jackie Burns, as Elphaba and Chandra Lee Schwartz as Glinda. And oh my god, they were amazing because everyone raves about Idina Menzel and Christian Chenoweth in the original Wicked production, and like my soundtracks are from that production. Jackie and Chandra really made it their own, and they were really, really great, and I cried at the end. I don't know if it was because it was an emotional ending or it was just me finally seeing it after being a fan for 8,000 years, but it was great. I love orchestral music. The pit band was perfect. I didn't realize how bad my eyesight was until I saw that play. I didn't realize how much I need my glasses. I have glasses. I don't wear them. Next up, we're going to talk about sights. My dad and I went to see St. Patrick's and St. Thomas's. I really love architecture, and so these were fantastic. If you're ever in New York, please go check them out. They're absolutely beautiful.
The 9/11 memorial. It was very moving. Like, I don't know anybody that was a part of that, but you feel an emotional connection to it. And I thought it was incredible.
Fifth Avenue was a really big highlight of mine. Tiffany's was. I'm a big fan. My favorite movie, Breakfast at Tiffany's, shot at the Tiffany's on Fifth Avenue. My dad surprised me with like a Tiffany's necklace. It was like this big, like, momentous occasion.
My highlight was F.E.O. Schwartz.
What's that?
It is a toy store on Fifth Avenue, and it is famous for the big piano in F.E.O. Schwartz. It's this huge piano.
Oh, that's where that is.
Yes, it's this huge piano where you can go and you can step on it and you can play a song, and it's famous from Big because Tom Hanks goes and plays this whole song on the big piano.
They also do it in The Simpsons.
There's that as well.
And of course, there's Times Square.
Yes.
We all love Times Square. What did you tweet today?
I retweeted a quote. It said, "There's always something to do in New York. If you're bored, it's your fault."
Yeah.
And it's so
true. We're not even getting into the other parts of New York, like Central Park, which we both did.
Beautiful.
We both did the museum.
Museum of Natural History. I wish there were more dinosaurs.
Yes! Oh my
I
god.
love dinosaurs,
Yes.
and I wish there were more dinosaurs. The Museum of Natural History is featured in Night at the Museum. We got to like roam the museum looking for parts from the movie, so that was really fun.
My dad said one part of it was that like big face totem pole, like not totem pole, but
yeah, and he asks for gum. Yeah,
that.
I have a picture with it.
My dad quoted that for a solid 30 minutes.
When he goes, "Go."
Yes, I want more like dinosaurs. Out of 5, I would give the trip a 5. It was perfect.
Yeah.
There were, besides the little issue of the hotel at the beginning, it was a really, really great trip. Thanks, Dad.
Any
Love
trip
you.
to New York is 5 out of 5 in my book.
This has been the Late Night Lowdown.
Our review of New York City.